Hello and welcome to Katrinas Creations. This is episode 426. I have got a ton of finished objects. This is going to be a big video today because not only do I have a bunch of finished objects to show you, I also have a small yarn haul that I got, and we are also going to be announcing a giveaway on some yarn because we have reached 5,300 subscribers. So let's get started with my finished objects first. The first one is the Dubet Poncho. I did finish it. So here it is. I don't think mine looks as long as the one in the pattern, but it actually is. I have not blocked this, which maybe if I did it would be bigger. I just haven't gotten around to doing that. I'll show you the buttons I finished with. It calls for using real buttonholes. I did not because I could get it over my head perfectly fine. So there's what the buttons look like. They look like little compasses. And there's one buttons on this side too. These were, like I said, meant to be functional buttonholes. I didn't need it. I could put it over my head without it. Yeah, so there it is, and I will stick in a clip of me wearing it. So here is the poncho, and like I said, it's a little shorter than the picture shows, but again, I could block this and it should stretch out a good bit. So I just need to do that because it does have wool in it, so it should stretch out. So here it is, and here's what the button band looks like right here and over on that side. So yeah, there it is, and this color will go with a lot. So there it is, and I like the fact it doesn't have a point. I don't like points. I like the ones that are a little more rounded. So yes, this is the Dubet Poncho. So there is a tutorial for this over on YouTube. The tutorial is done by the designer. So it is Bonnie Bay Crochet is the designer, and you can go over, and it's a two-part tutorial to make it. So a lot of fun, and I think these colors I will get a lot of use out of. So happy about that. So that's project number one. Then I have a bunch of hexes done. If you remember, I had some mini skeins that I put together to use for my yarn advent calendar this December. So these mini skeins are the duplicates and leftovers from that yarn advent calendar. So I thought I'd get a start on those. So I have 2 in the purple, and I have, make that 3 in the purple. I have 1, I remember the color of this was cordial. I do remember that. It's different maroons. These are all tonal colors. I have 1 in the pink. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 completed ones. This was heartfelt, and this is Knit Pick Stroll mini pack. There's 5 skeins of 20-gram skeins per package. And then I have a partial skein. Because these are duplicates, I know that I have another skein, so I will be able to finish this. And then I have the same with this purple. I think this is one of my favorites because I like the teal and the purple together. So I have 4 of these, and then I also have another partial one there. And then I have, this was Wine Tasting. I do remember the name of that one. This was Wine Tasting, and this was Poppy Field. And this is also one of my favorites as well. So yeah, bunch more minis or hexes to add to my collection. I won't be finishing this blanket until after I open the yarn advent calendar in December, but I'm getting a head start on my duplicates. So I had that done. And then one of the craft fairs that Kim and I are doing this year is called the Pippin Fest. Now, if you don't live in the US or whatever, or you are not familiar with apples, Pippins are a type of apple. And so the area of Pennsylvania that I live in, and all the way up into the foothills around the South Mountain area, they have a lot of apple orchards. In fact, when we go grocery shopping, we have to drive up through the apple orchards to get there. So I thought, well, if we're going to a Pippin Fest, maybe I should make some little stuffed apples. So I have 3 of them made so far, and each one's slightly different. Oops, this one looks a little squishy. I need to push him back into shape a little bit. So we have 3 different apples, and I have more yarn to make some more of them. So it was my idea to make the apples, and then my husband said you should stick faces on them. And Pippin apples are not red. The ones, when I Googled it, most of them are shades of green, or they're a yellow with like a little bit of like threading of a peachy color or a rosy kind of color threaded through them. So I do need to try to find some yarn that's maybe yellow with a little bit of like a peachy red in it. So, but they definitely have some that are green. So there are my 3 apples. And then last year at the craft fairs, I made hedgehogs, and they sold really well. So I made 2 more. So here they are. I love this yarn. It is so extremely soft. The rest of this is just plain acrylic, but this looks a lot like their quills. So yes, we have 2 hedgehogs, which is funny because when my daughter lived at home and she was a teenager, we actually had 2 pet hedgehogs. They are pretty much this size, and one of the hedgehogs was named Urchin and one was named Loofah. Loofah didn't have a whole lot of personality. Urchin had a huge personality because he liked blueberry candy canes. You could hold them, he would lick them. He liked bagels, he liked ravioli, and he always liked to, we would stick him behind the sofa, and he would wander through, and all of the dust bunnies would cling to his little quills, and then he'd come out and we'd pull the dust bunnies off. So he'd help me with cleaning, and then we'd stick him at the end of the hallway that would go to the bed where the bedrooms were, and they kind of waddle when they walk, and he would waddle and stop at every door and peek inside to see if it was his room, and then he'd keep on waddling until he got back to the room where he slept, which was where my daughter's room was. And hedgehogs, by the way, they will roll up when they get scared. They literally curl up in a ball like this. Ours never curled up in a ball because they were party animals. They liked noise. We'd run the vacuum cleaner and they'd come running. They got all excited about it. Yeah, so we could never get them to curl up in balls. And they make this cute little noise. It's kind of like a ch-ch-ch-ch-ch-ch when they get all upset. So we used to sit there and go just to imitate hedgehogs. So we have 2 of those. I have more yarn to make. I probably have enough to make another 2. So, but these did sell really well at the craft fair last year. And then, many of you know my granddaughter is getting married next month, and she has always liked hippos. I don't know why, but she's always loved hippos since she was a toddler. We went to the zoo. We had to make sure she went to go see the hippos because she loved hippos. So we have bride and groom hippos. Yes, we do. Here is the groom. My grandsons were checking these out yesterday and they thought they were adorable. One of them really liked the tuxedo that Mr. Hippo is wearing. Here is Miss Hippo. The only thing I didn't have was some like bridal tulle for the veil. I didn't have any of that around the house. So anyway, here's her little gown. And then because hippos don't have fingers, I put her ring on the tail. So there you can see it. Right there. And it's attached, so it's not coming off anywhere. So he has a little curly tail, but yeah, she's got the ring on her tail. So yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Hippo. So those are my finished objects, and then I have 1 work in progress, and that would be my sweater that I am working on. And this is called the Tessaturura. It is a Expression Fiber Arts pattern, and the designer is Debbie Mage. And let me see where I was at last week so I can show you how far I have gotten. Okay, so here is the sweater. and you can see where I left off last week was right here. So I've gone about, it's about 3 inches. Now the pattern is saying that from the underarm down it should be, I think it's 13 inches, which seems kind of long. I don't know if I'm going to make it that long. I like them to fall right about at my waist, not like a tunic style. And I'm very short-waisted, so I might not do the full 13 inches. I have plenty of yarn to do it. I have 2 more skeins of this blue. And while all of this is soft, this the multicolor here, this is Hedgehog fibers. The pink and the blue are Brooklyn tweed, or the pink and the white are Brooklyn tweed, and they're very soft. This is incredibly soft. This was a knit pick yarn. It was Vitalana, and it has cashmere in it. This is going to be so comfortable to wear, and it's going to be a long sleeve, but it's very lightweight because this is fingering weight, but it is going to be so incredibly soft to wear. So yeah, and then with it being lightweight, even though it'll be long sleeved, I'll be able to wear it into the spring and into the fall, you know, when it starts to cool down, just because, yeah, it does have merino wool in it, but all of this is just, it is so soft. I'm really gonna enjoy this, especially the blue part. So that's what I've been working on this week. What have you been working on? If you would like to submit something to be shown in Show and Tell, you can. You can send it over, a picture of it and a little bit of information, to Katrina Knits on my Facebook page, or you can contact me at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com. It does not need to be a brand new project. It can be something you've made in the past that you would like to share, and it does not necessarily need to be knitted or crocheted. It could be sewn, it could be woven, you know, whatever. We enjoy seeing crafts. So yes, please feel free to participate, and thank you to those of you who do each week. I really do appreciate it, and I enjoy seeing what you're making too. It gives me ideas. So now I have a little yarn haul, and some of it you've kind of already seen because these little hedgehogs were bought with some of this yarn. I got this from Temu, and I've had it before, so I think I've reordered this 2 or 3 times now. It's a real nice yarn. It is just called Simibi hand knitting yarn. I am not an affiliate for Temu or anything like that. that this is where I got it from. The thing I like about it is the yarn that this finger or the eyelash yarn is put onto is almost like a ribbon. It's a little heavy. It's not like your normal eyelash yarns. It's a real thin layer, and sometimes as a result this pulls off the end. At least that's what I have problems with some of my Premier yarn that I get at the Dollar Tree, is I can do this and I end up with fingers full of fuzz. This is much softer than that. It's not a chenille. It's literally an eyelash yarn, so it is a little strip of fabric, and then the fur is attached to that, but it doesn't seem to come undone very easily. So I really like this. It's just called fur yarn. It is 100% polyester, and there's 34 yards per skein, and the package that I bought came with 3 of them, and I forget what I paid for, but it wasn't a huge amount. But I am getting about 1.5 hedgehogs per skein. So I'm on the second skein. So yeah, I get 1.5 hedgehogs per skein. So I might even get up to 5 or 6 hedgehogs by the time I finish. So that's my first yarn haul. The other thing I got from Temu was the yarn I used for the apples. And this came in a pack of 4 different shades of green. So that's why I did that, because I thought I could have different shades of apples. This is the one that I've been using the most, and this is the color I have been using for the leaves. But there's also this color, and there is a mint green. And this yarn is called Rizal Fashion Yarn. And like you said, there's 4 skeins in the package. It's 100% acrylic. Does it say how much the yardage is? It does not have the yardage, but I'll be honest, I'm actually impressed with this. It is a light fingering, I'd say a number 3 to a number 4 weight, but it's a light worsted, not fingering. I'd say it's light worsted weight. It is, for a cheap yarn, it is extremely soft. It's not like your Red Heart yarns, you know, or like Walmart's Mainstay, anything like that. This is actually, it's actually very soft. I really am happy with how it feels. So there was that yarn. Then I went to Walmart because I haven't made any of these yet, but my granddaughter, or my daughter, mentioned that for one of our yard sales that we're doing, or craft sales that we're doing, is she told me what the school colors are, and she said everybody in this particular town is very much into the high school sports. So I thought, let's make some stuff in sports colors. So I bought this at Walmart. This is Red Heart Super Saver. I think it was $7. And I had I have 4 skeins of this. This is Basic Stitch from Lion Brand. So I bought this a while back. I have 4, like I said, 4 skeins of it. So I have the blue and the gold. And what I'm going to be making with this, since I'm primarily thinking football season, I'm going to make hats and ear warmers, cup cozies, because I figure people are bringing travel mugs with coffee and stuff in them. And then I have 4 seat cushions out in the garage that we've never used. They went to like outdoor lawn furniture thing. I mean, they're about this big and they're about that thick. And I thought I could cover them with the blue and the gold, and it would look like the school colors, and they would be stadium seat cushions for the bleachers. So that's the other thing I'm going to make with them. And then I stopped also at the Dollar Tree and I bought 1 skein of this. This is the Premier Just yarn. And I bought this in case I decide to make more chickens. So the little chicks with the eggs. I think it's 3 or 4 left. Although one lady at church was interested in some. I don't know if she still lives or not since it's past Easter now. But I did buy this in case I decide to make more chickens. So that is the yarn haul. So now let's get to the part everybody is interested in, and that is the yarn giveaway. So this week we did reach 5,300 subscribers. So we are doing a yarn giveaway. And this yarn is a discontinued yarn, which I wish they had not discontinued. Lion Brand, if you're watching, please bring this yarn back. This is called Hand Dyed Heaven. It is so soft. It does look hand dyed. I'm sure it's not, but it's made to look like hand dyed yarn. This particular color is called Day Glow. There's 175 yards in the skein, and this is a 3-weight. It looks like a light worsted, and it's 100% nylon, but it is so super soft, and it came in a whole bunch of different colors. And I've actually made a shawl out of some of this, and it's like wearing a baby blanket. It is soft and snuggly. Yeah, I wish they would have brought this yarn back. But anyway, here is what it looks like. It does have speckling in it. So yeah, really nice yarn. So what do you need to do to be entered? First, you must be a subscriber. So if you haven't clicked that little red button down below, please do so. So be a subscriber, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. So yeah, that's what you need to do to be entered. I will draw the winner next Saturday to let you know who won. And I will be drawing from the comments down below, so make sure you leave one of those comments down there. So again, be a subscriber, thumbs up, and leave a comment, and that will get you entered into the yarn giveaway. Now, yesterday's video, if you missed it, was a tutorial on how to do safety eyes, how to attach them, and this was the mystery item that I was working on, was one of these little apples. So it's a tutorial on how to attach or insert these little eyes. So that was the video. We also had a getting to know you segment with Cecilia. So if you missed that and you want to check it out, you can click the link right here. That'll take you over to it. And this Friday and next Friday, we are going to have a yarn de-stash, because I went upstairs and I brought a huge box down with some yarn that I'm not going to be using. They are unopened skeins for the most part. Some of them are ones I've used a partial skein of it, and I've got extra skeins to go along with it. I'm going to be doing it in 2 weeks because there's a lot of it, and I am going to divide it up by type of yarn. So the first week, which will be next Friday, is going to be more luxury yarns. Most of them are knit crate that I am going to be selling. So those will be this coming Friday. And then the following Friday will be the acrylic. And I do have a lot of shawl in a ball and shawl in a cake. A lot of it is Lion Brand that I'm going to be de-stashing. So yeah, and some of it, some of it is the stuff with the tinsel in it that I really liked, because I really liked this color. But I have since, after buying it, found out that for some reason it's pretty with the sparkles, but it makes me itch. So I'm afraid to make anything out of it that I'll put the time into it and then it'll bother me to wear. So it might not, but it might, and I'm just afraid of spending all that time not to be able to wear something. So not all of it has that in it. There's some others that are just leftover regular shawl in a balls. So yeah, and there might be there's some other things besides that added into it. So make sure you stay tuned the next 2 Fridays if you are interested in some de-stash yarn. So now it's time for, now who knew it, but it is local yarn shop weekend. So these are all online shops, not really your local yarn shop. If you do have one, please patronize them. They can use the support, because it is, for a local yarn shop, it is challenging to be able to keep up with these big store brands that are online. But here we go. So I have quite a few sales actually to let you know about. The first one is Lovecrafts, and all of the links to these sales are down below in the description box. Just click the bold word more and it will drop down. They are all listed alphabetically, and if there is a coupon code needed, I list it right beside it as well, just to make things easy for you. So the first one is Lovecrafts. They are having a yarn pack sale on select yarns. So if in a yarn pack sale, it is more than 5 balls of yarn. So if you buy 5 balls of yarn from their select yarns, you can get up to 40% off, which is a pretty good deal. If you buy 10 balls or more, you can get 45% off. There's no coupon code needed as long as you just click through the link. And the sales that they have, the yarns that are in that selected group are Paint Box, Debbie Bliss, Millamia, and Valley yarns. So they have some nice yarns that are going to be in that sale. So that again is Lovecrafts. Then there's Jimmy Bean's Wools. Jimmy Bean's Wools has 40% off of Dream in Color Smushy Yak. That sounds extremely soft and enjoyable. So 40% off of that. They have 30% off of their Smart Sticks knitting needles. They also have Malabrigo singles, one-of-a-kind yarns. So in other words, they're ones that dye lots are different from other ones. So, you know, you're not going to be able to buy like 5 that are going to look alike. They're going to be one of a kind. But they are on sale for $10 per skein. And they have Hedgehog fibers, which if you are remembering this is Hedgehog fibers. This color is Ozone, actually, the pink and the blue. But they are having, Jimmy Bean's also has Hedgehog fibers 25% off, which is a really good deal for Hedgehog fibers. Then we have Mary Maxim. Mary Maxim has 25% all of their Afghan kits. Sorry about the beeping. I've got a sliding glass door over here and it's open right now because our weather's really nice. Although it looks like it's going to rain. I hope not. Anyway, Knit Picks, they have 25% off of their Chroma yarn. Now that is kind of a flash sale because it ends tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So again, that is their Chroma yarn over at Knit Picks. And Chroma is, if I remember rightly, because I have made things with it, I believe it's a single ply and it's extremely soft and it tends to be like a gradient. At least the one I used was. And then last, we have Lion Brand has 30% off plus double points. That sale runs until Monday. You do need to use a coupon code, which is APR30DP. Now, if you are wondering what the double points, it's not talking about knitting needles. When you sign up, you can sign up for free on Lion Brand, and when you buy things, please buy through my link, but make sure you're signed into their account. And for every purchase you get points as well, and then those points can be cashed in for discounts. So you get so many points and it's like worth $5 off your purchase, you know, that type of thing. So they are offering 30% off and double points now through Monday. So those are the sales that I know about. If I run across any others, I will let you know. Make sure, again, you tune in the next 2 Fridays for Yarn Stash Sale. And I will see you again on Friday. Bye, everybody.